They stood before the altar in a wedding that meant nothing, but behind closed doors, their hearts told a different story. After 5 years of silence, longing, and unanswered fan letters, the most beloved duo in modern Chinese drama history is finally back. Yang Zi and Xian. But this time, they've traded the glowing city lights of Go Go Squid for the turbulent courts and blooming gardens of Tang Dynasty China. This is the Magnificent Peony, and it's more than just a love story. It's a revolution dressed in silk and petals. There are TV couples, and then there are TV legends. And if you've ever watched Chinese dramas, then you know who we're talking about. Yang Zi and Xian, the unforgettable stars of Go Go Squid, 2019. A modern romance that redefined on-screen chemistry and ignited a fandom still burning years later. Back then, they were Tong Yan and Han Shangyan, two people from very different worlds who somehow made falling in love look both adorable and epic. Viewers didn't just watch them. They rooted for them, cried for them, and, when the series ended, begged for more. But time passed, rumors swirled, and the reunion fans longed for never seemed to come. Until now, in an unexpected twist that feels like a gift from the drama gods, Yang Zi and Xian are finally returning to the screen together in the Magnificent Peony. But this isn't just a reunion. It's a complete reinvention. This time, they're not tech geeks or gaming champions. They're historical powerhouses, navigating palace politics, societal expectations, and dangerous secrets, all under the weight of a fragile, forbidden love. Gone are the hoodies and coffee shops. In their place, flowing robes, intricate dynastic rituals, and the looming threat of betrayal. What's most thrilling is how this return doesn't feel like a rehash of past glory. It feels elevated, matured, and deeply emotional. It's not just about recapturing the spark from Go Go Squid. It's about transforming that spark into a roaring fire within a whole new world. Fans didn't just want Yang Zi and Xian to act together again. They wanted them to grow, to challenge themselves, to surprise us. And with the Magnificent Peony, they've done exactly that. Their comeback isn't just for nostalgia. It's a powerful statement. We're still here. We're better than ever. And we've got a story that will break your heart and heal it all over again. For anyone who thought lightning couldn't strike twice, this is the return we never thought we'd get, but always hoped for. In Go Go Squid, love bloomed under neon lights, playful, modern, full of sweet misunderstandings and heartfelt texts. Yang Zi and Xian's characters fell in love like so many of us do today. In crowded cafes, late-night phone calls, and awkward silences that said more than words ever could. But in the Magnificent Peony, everything has changed. Their world is no longer run by smartphones and esports tournaments. Now, it's ruled by emperors, family honor, and secrets whispered behind silk fans. And their love is no longer simple, it's dangerous. Yang Zi now plays Hua Due Feng, a brilliant peony cultivator living in the heart of the Tang Dynasty. On the surface, she's an artist of the earth, nurturing fragile blooms with care and skill. But beneath her gentle appearance lies a sharp mind, shaped by trauma, resilience, and a family legacy wrapped in mystery. Enter Jiang Chongyang, portrayed by Xian, a battle-hardened general torn between loyalty to the empire and the quiet rebellion growing in his heart. Their fates collide in a marriage of convenience, orchestrated not by love, but by politics, power, and survival. At first, their relationship is cold, even suspicious. They are strangers bound by strategy. But as the palace walls close in and danger lurks in every corridor, they find something deeper, a shared purpose, a buried tenderness, a bond forged not in romance, but in revolution. Their dynamic is no longer boy meets girl. It's soldier meets survivor. Together, they must navigate a world where a wrong word could mean execution, and love is a luxury neither of them can afford. But that's what makes their connection all the more powerful. Every glance they steal, every quiet moment in the chaos, it pulses with unspoken longing. Their chemistry has matured, evolved from flirty smiles into something raw, restrained, and beautifully heartbreaking. The transformation is astonishing. Gone is the easy comfort of contemporary love stories. In its place is a storm of emotions: duty, grief, defiance, and a flicker of hope. And that's what the Magnificent Peony captures so perfectly. The way love can adapt, survive, and even thrive in the harshest climates. This isn't just a romance set in history. It's a love story forged by history. As viewers, we're not just watching two characters fall for each other again. We're witnessing two actors, two icons, stepping into a legacy far grander than any rom-com could contain. They're not just rekindling a flame. They're starting a wildfire. They told her it was impossible. Peonies don't bloom in winter, they said. They're fragile, seasonal, dependent on warmth. But Hua Duifeng, portrayed by Yang Zi, has never been the kind of woman who listens to limitations. Where others saw cold, she saw challenge. Where others feared failure, she saw a chance to create something the world had never witnessed before. And so begins one of the most profound metaphors of the Magnificent Peony, the quest to make a flower bloom out of season. At first glance, it might seem like a simple agricultural task, a curious royal request. But in truth, it's a battle cry wrapped in petals. The mission to force the peony, a symbol of elegance, power, and femininity, to blossom amid frost is a reflection of Duifeng's own life. She's a woman thriving in a world that tells her to stay silent, a business owner in an empire ruled by men, a strategist, healer, and visionary navigating a society that demands obedience from its daughters. Her flower shop, Feng Yuan, becomes more than a business. It transforms into a cultural salon, a place where innovation meets rebellion, where ideas are traded under the guise of trade. As her reputation grows, so does the threat around her. Enter Lady Li Yujun, a noblewoman threatened by Duifeng's rise. Through sabotage, slander, and underhanded alliances, she attempts to tear down what Duifeng has built. But like the peonies she nurtures, Feng withstands the storm, adapting, blooming, and rising higher than anyone thought possible. But Duifeng's ambitions go beyond flowers. As the empire's stability begins to crumble, she secretly channels her wealth into Wu Rong Hall, an institution designed to regulate the price of medicine and protect the poor from exploitation. It's both a social enterprise and a hidden weapon, funding the resistance movement led by her now husband, Jiang Chongyang. In doing so, she walks a dangerous line, appearing to serve the empire while quietly preparing for revolution. And all the while, the legend of the woman who made peonies bloom in winter begins to spread. A story whispered in alleyways and written in calligraphy on secret letters. Her success earns her the court's admiration, but it also unearths something more personal: the mystery behind her mother's death. As she digs deeper, she learns that her past is entwined with the very roots of the empire's rot. It's no longer just about love or justice. It's about reclaiming her family's name and future. And so, like her signature flower, Duifeng blooms against the odds, vibrant, defiant, and unforgettable. Because sometimes, the most beautiful things grow when the world is at its coldest. If you thought the only drama was on screen, think again. As the final touches of the Magnificent Peony were being polished in post-production, a very different kind of tension was building online. Not between palace factions or romantic rivals, but between fans and producers, caught in a quiet yet fierce tug-of-war over one very important detail. When will air? Officially, The Magnificent Peony is slated for a July 2025 release. But fans? They're not having it. Thousands have taken to social media, flooding platforms like Weibo, Douyin, and drama forums with a clear demand: release it in May. At first, it might sound like impatience, but dig a little deeper, and you'll find there's real strategy and sentiment behind this campaign. Timing is everything. May marks the start of China's summer holidays, a prime season for drama viewership. Students are off, families are home, and the competition, still warming up. Launching in May would allow The Magnificent Peony to dominate the landscape before other heavyweight historical dramas flood the screen in late summer. It's a tactical move that could turn ratings into a cultural tidal wave. But there's more. The Peony Festival connection. May is also when Heezy City, China's peony capital, holds its internationally renowned Peony Festival. The city isn't just a symbolic match for the show, it's also a key sponsor. Aligning the series premiere with the height of the peony bloom would be a marketing masterstroke, linking the drama's floral theme with a real-world celebration. Imagine the visuals. Real peonies in full bloom, fans cosplaying as Hua Due Feng, and streets filled with pink and crimson, all as the Magnificent Peony graces screens across the country. It's not just promotion, it's synergy. Fans, the real producers. What's most compelling is how organized and passionate the fanbase has become. Hashtags like #Peony in May and #YangZilixian Reunion have trended for weeks. Petitions, fan edits, countdowns. It's a digital groundswell. They're not just viewers. They're strategists, publicists, and dreamers, demanding not only the reunion they were promised but the perfect moment to experience it. And the producers, they're listening cautiously. While July remains the official plan, whispers from industry insiders hint that an early drop in late May isn't off the table, especially if sponsor negotiations and scheduling stars align. In a way, this off-screen battle mirrors the drama itself, where timing, alliances, and strategy determine everything. One thing is clear: whether the Magnificent Peony drops in May or July, the buzz is deafening. And if the fans have their way, we might just see those peonies bloom a little earlier this year. Because sometimes, it's not just the characters fighting for their fate, it's the audience too. Yang Zi and Xian have never shied away from challenges. Critics once doubted their ability to shift from modern roles to historical epics, but the two stars have silenced every skeptic. Their performances in The Beauty of the Nation Season 1, aired in January 2025, drew massive praise, with over 65 million views on Yuha, and their transformation into high-caliber period drama actors is now undisputed. Their chemistry in The Magnificent Peony isn't just romantic. It's political, poetic, and deeply human. They're no longer just a couple on screen. They are symbols of resistance, sacrifice, and resilience. As Season 2 approaches, fans aren't just looking for a continuation. They want more: higher emotional stakes, political complexity, visual artistry, and most of all, a satisfying, unforgettable conclusion. Can Due Feng and Jiang Chongyang finally find peace in a world that's constantly trying to tear them apart? Or will history repeat itself, leaving love buried beneath palace walls? The Magnificent Peony is more than just a period romance. It's a story that speaks to the modern fight for equality, justice, and purpose, wrapped in exquisite silk robes and whispered through palace corridors. It redefines the role of women in Chinese historical storytelling. It celebrates love not just as a feeling, but as an act of rebellion. And it reminds us that even in the coldest winters, peonies can bloom. Whether the show releases in May or July, one thing is clear: Yang Zi and Xian are not just reuniting, they're rewriting the rules of drama. So now we turn it over to you. Memo, would you prefer the series to release earlier in May to match the Peony Festival? Or do you think July is the perfect time to savor the drama during midsummer nights? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you've enjoyed this deep dive into one of the most anticipated Chinese dramas of 2025, don't forget to thumbs up like this video. Speech balloon, drop your comments. Bell, subscribe to our channel for exclusive updates on the biggest C-drama news. And share this video with fellow fans who can't wait for the Magnificent Peony to bloom. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next video.